Do you feel safe? Does your family feel safe when you're at work and they're at home by themselves? You may live in the city, you may live in the country, you may have the off-grid lifestyle, which, as far as I'm concerned, is an awesome lifestyle. You may live way back in the middle of the bush, so far from civilization that people can't even find you. So my question is, do you feel safe, and does your family feel safe? My name's Jim. Thanks for visiting my channel, Off-Grid Living with the Bennetts. I'd like to go over 5 safety issues with you. These are issues that you've all heard about. It's been on the news. There's just been so much broadcasting about different safety issues in your home. The most common one that we've heard about is smoke detectors. That's one of my 5. We've heard that they say January 1st, change your battery. Why January 1st? It's an easy day to remember. And so if you do January 1st, then, like I say, it's an easy day to remember. I've seen so many times people's smoke detectors hanging with the battery pulled out and the door open. Why in the world would they do that? Because they've got humidity from their bathroom? Because they burned toast in their toaster? There's various reasons. The thing goes off, and it's annoying. Well, you know, the time's going to come it's going to have to go off. No, I'll rephrase that. The time's going to come when it is going to go off. No, I'll rephrase that again. The time's going to come when it should be going off, but it's not going to go off because you've pulled the battery and you've left the door open on the thing. Put it somewhere where it's not going to get humidity from your bathroom. And if you're burning toast, it's not going to go off. They say put one on every level of your home, preferably out near your bedroom door. And they say that you should regularly test it. You need to do that. I don't know. Do you have little children at home? If you're at work, do you have a wife at home? If you are a mother and you're off grid by yourself or you're living by yourself, do you not want to have your family protected? That's the first of 5 things I want to talk to you about. You need to make sure that you have a smoke detector. It has a battery in it. And you've got it somewhere in your home where it's going to alert you when it needs to. You just have to do that. We've heard so many times of people's homes that have burned down and there's been no smoke detector. How many lives have been lost? We don't know. Okay, second thing I want to talk to you about, carbon monoxide detector. This thing should be like 3 feet off the floor. Carbon monoxide doesn't rise. Carbon monoxide drops. So you don't want to have this really high. You want to have it low. This does not replace a smoke detector. If you have a fire in your house, this thing's not going to go off. Your smoke detector is going to go off. If you have carbon monoxide in your house, your smoke detector is not going to go off. Your carbon monoxide detector will go off. Also, this thing here, you need to test it regularly. Make sure it's working. A few years ago, There was a police officer and his family. I think it was just his wife, in Woodstock, Ontario. And they had a carbon monoxide leak. And through the night, they both died. Tragic thing. Get yourself a carbon monoxide detector. What are you looking at? 30 bucks? 30 bucks to save your life and your whole entire family's life? It's pretty cheap insurance. Okay, third thing I want to talk to you about is, this is one of the newest gadgets they've got out now. An emergency blanket for a fire. I bought this at Canadian Tire. I don't think it's something that you have to have, but face it, if you're in the middle of nowhere, and your house catches on fire, or your off-grid cabin catches on fire, how long is it going to take the fire department to get there? If they can even find you. So this is a one-use blanket. And it's made out of fiberglass. And I don't know if you've seen this on advertising on TV. I think I've seen it. But well, it's pretty big. It's the first time I opened it. It's about 3 foot square. Basically, the way this thing works is you have a kitchen fire. Oh, it's fiberglass. Ugh. If you have a kitchen fire, you throw that over top of your fire on your stove, and apparently it's going to put it right out. I have seen the commercial, and it does work. They have those at Canadian Tire. $20 to buy that thing. When I bought it a couple weeks ago, they had $20, but if you buy two, you get it for $30. So I bought two of them. It's not big enough to cover a person if a person catches on fire, but it's perfect for a stove. It's not necessarily a mandatory thing. I know smoke alarms. In Canada, you have to have a smoke alarm. And you're supposed to also have a carbon monoxide detector. This is something, it's just a little extra precaution. And it's good to have. So I bought two. The only reason I bought two is because, like I say, one was half price, so I bought the second one. So I'll use one. No, I won't. I'll have one handy in case I ever need it. But if I ever have to use it, then I got a spare. Okay. Fourth thing I want to talk to you about is fire extinguishers. Okay. A fire extinguisher. This here is called an ABC fire extinguisher. Because it works on three things. It will, if there's a trash fire, paper, cardboard, it'll work. If there's liquids, gasoline, diesel fuel, any of that sort of liquids, it'll work. If there's electrical fire, it will work. So you need to get one of these. Now, this one here, I've had this for quite a while. You're supposed to look at it every month. Just check it over. On the side here, there's a dial, and you want it to sit in the green. You never partially use it. Once you use it, you have to get it inspected and filled. You never partially use it. If you do partially use it, then don't plan on keeping it in service. Send it out and get it fixed. Get it recharged. This one here says it's in the green. So it says that it's fully charged. Problem is I should check this thing every month. And when you look at my service record, you'll see I've never checked it. Also, this thing should go in once a year to get checked. I've had this for probably 10 years, and I've never checked it. I should have. Now, here's the thing I'm wondering about. You see a tag here. This tag is to prevent this pin from falling out and getting squeezed. What I'm wondering is if there's a fire, will this tag break and I get this pin out? I'm not sure. I've got some scissors handy. If you have a fire extinguisher at home, and if it has a tag on it like this, let's find out. Yes, it did work. Okay. Now, the only problem I have now is I don't want to lose this pin. So, that goes to show you that if there's a tag on it, I was going to cut it off if it didn't come off, but it did come off. So, if there's a tag on it, that's fine. Don't worry about pulling the tag off, because when there's a fire, you can pull the tag off then. So, when you're putting out a fire, the acromens, I don't know what the word is. Pass. P-A-S-S. P-A-S-S. It's not, you know what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. Pass. Okay, so first thing you do is you pull the pin. That's your P. And then you aim at the fire. That's your A. And your S, which I won't do, is squeeze and sweep. When you're sweeping at the fire's down here, the flames are up here, you're not sweeping up here. You're sweeping at the base of the fire. Pull the pin, aim, squeeze, and sweep back and forth right along the base of the fire. That's how you put a fire out. Your house, your vehicle, your garage, none of that is worth more than your life. So there's a point where you have to make a decision. Do I try to put the fire out, or do I let it burn? Main thing you want to do is get your family out of the house. That's the main thing. The fire, it is what it is. Okay. This thing here is full of powder. Now, I haven't used this thing ever, and I've had it for years. That powder starts to settle. And what happens when it settles, when you go to squeeze this handle, it may not work for you. When you inspect this thing once a month, you need to turn it upside down. Give it some shakes. Let that powder move around inside that cylinder. Let it move around in there. When the time comes and you have a fire, you're going to need this thing to work. So inspect it. Make sure it's got a green up there. Shake it. Tip it upside down and give it a good shake. And realistically, once a year, you should actually send it in and have somebody really look at it for you. I don't know what they do Do they just say, oh, it's green, thanks for the money, and give it back? I don't know what they do. I'm hoping they do more than that, but I don't know. Okay, so we can see this thing. This thing is small. I've seen them even smaller than this. You have to realize, when you have a fire, you want to be ready. This again is a ABS fire extinguisher. It's 3 times the size of this one. I used to have 2 that were like half the size of this little one. I just bought this one. I've got an electrical room, and of course, ABS does electrical fires. I have a kitchen. ABS would do a grease fire. I have a wood stove. You open the door, ashes jump out, you don't notice it. You should have protection around the front, but sometimes an ash gets away on you. Wood and paper, cardboard, ABS. If you're getting a fire extinguisher, get an ABS, is my recommendation. See this little tag on here? Don't pull that tag off. Leave it there. When there's a fire, pull it. If you pull that tag off, you're going to lose your pin, maybe. Right? Okay. That's it for fire extinguishers. Okay, let's get to the most important one. Well, no, I guess they're all important, really. First aid kit. You have to have a first aid kit in your home. Your kids are outside. They get stung by a bug. They step on a piece of glass. They get a sliver. You know, you get a fracture, you fall off a stepladder. I mean, anything can happen. I was out on my deck the other day, a couple weeks ago, on the stepladder. And it's the 3rd time I've done it, and I don't know why I've done this. I've never done it ever, but now I've done it 3 times. I thought I was on the bottom step, and I stepped off. Well, my stuff's flying around. I'm laying on the ground. My wife comes running out. What are you doing? Like, I could have broken an arm. I could break a leg. It's weird. Second step up, step off, and it's like, it's a lot different feeling than if you're on the bottom step and you step off, I'll tell you. So you never know what's going to happen. You need to have a first aid kit. Okay, you've seen these first aid kits that are like this big, have like a couple little things in it. No, that's not what you want. You want something that's going to do you no matter what you run into. Small wounds, all kinds of little band-aids in here, in this little pocket. Sliver, a cut, a little thing, whatever. A triangle band-aid. You have a fractured arm, head injury. This thing's perfect for that. What about pressure band-aids? Have to put pressure on someone's arm or something. Compression band-aid. Conforming stretch band-aid. Elastic band-aid. Like, when you get injured, do you know what's going to happen to you? No, you don't. So you have to be ready. Cold pack. Get this thing and squeeze it. Instant cold. Perfect for an injury if you need to put cold on something. You have a large wound. Here you have got some tongue depressors. Not sure what you're going to do with a biohazard bag, but you might need it. I don't know. Large gauze, large band-aids, non-adhesive pad, all this stuff. Got a bunch of additional things in here for disinfecting. I don't know. Just for disinfecting your wound before you cover it up. Cooling gel. I mean, what's it cost for first aid kit? $30? An emergency blanket. I don't know if it'll cover me or not, but it's an emergency blanket. It's lightweight, protects against the elements of cold, wind, rain, and snow. If a person's had cold exposure, shock, unconsciousness, fainting, fractures, keep them calm, cover them with a blanket. Scissors. You have to have scissors. You have to have scissors. And a little tiny book just to help you out. So this book will tell you what to do. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Okay, here we go. Okay. How to rescue and transport someone. Seizure. Diabetes. Bites and stings. Stroke. Cold exposure. Frostbite. Heat stroke. Burns. Cramps. Eye injury. Poisoning. Fractures. Unconsciousness. Fainting. Wounds. It's all in here. Choking. Bleeding. I took a first aid course a couple months ago. I mean, if you're planning on being in the middle of nowhere, first aid course is an awesome thing to have behind your belt. You just never know. So, this first aid kit basically has everything in it I need. But, I could put a chocolate bar in here in case someone in my family, if someone in my family had diabetes, then a chocolate bar could go in here maybe. I could put an EpiPen in here. Get a first aid kit that's big enough that you can throw some stuff in. Specialty stuff for your family. Because sometimes people in your family, they have issues and you need to have special stuff in your first aid kit. So I've got lots of room in here. I can put lots of stuff inside this thing. So, get yourself a first aid kit. Not a little tiny one. Get yourself a fire extinguisher, not a little tiny one. So, to recap again, you want to keep your family safe. Oh, there's a hawk. It's the first hawk I've seen on my property. To recap, you want to keep your family safe. You just never know when an emergency is going to come up. You need a fire extinguisher. You need a first aid kit. You need a smoke detector. You need a carbon monoxide detector. And if you can buy one of those blankets to put over your stove if you have a kitchen fire, that's great too. So just think what you need for your family to keep them safe. We're not talking about winter survival. We're not talking about if an intruder comes into your house to keep your family safe. We're talking about the essential small things that you can buy, that you can put in your house, that when a situation comes up, one of these 5 situations come up, you're ready to go and keep your family safe. Anyways, thank you for watching my channel. My name is Jim, and I'm trying to build my channel. So if you'd subscribe, I certainly would appreciate it. And I'm going to be bringing more videos down the road. And hopefully there'll be educational videos. And hopefully, because of one of my videos, I can help someone and makes a difference in someone else's life, then that's great. That's my... Yeah, I want to grow my channel. I want to get monetized. But my secondary thing to do is I want to keep all you people that are living off grid informed. And so if you have comments, give me comments. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, just let me know. Anyways, you have a great day, and thanks for listening. Talk to you later.